Hi and welcome back to the Koi Perspective. I've been really busy this month cracking on with a project that I announced quite a while ago but then didn't really post anything about, so first of all let me apologise about that. The Pond Perspective Diaries took on a life of its own in my backyard garden, and amongst 2 trips to Japan since, buying the fish in Japan, ready for this project. Actually, the project didn't move forward, so I probably did all the nice things first, but then kind of forgot to crack on with the pond. Well, I didn't really forget, it was just kind of like, financing it and actually getting everything, together for the project and actually having the time to crack on with it, because going to Japan and then coming back and then having to write a magazine at the end of it, to get that out, and then doing the weekly podcast now has been amazing, but I really needed to crack on with this project. So if you haven't already seen what the plan is with it, this is going to be a testing tank. So I'm going to be testing koi foods on this tank. I'm going to be testing products, hopefully show you some actual tosai raising through to nisai this year. So I'm really excited about that. I picked up some bits already in Japan, as I've mentioned, some koi that are at Chris Masters' place and they're ready to collect now. So like I say, I'm really trying to crack on quickly with this project and get everything sorted. So the idea is I'm going to build a connecting shed onto the side of my house, part of it on my driveway, part of it where my old shed used to be. It's an EZ pond, 500 gallon, and it's going to be filtered with a combi drum from Burton's. So I'm excited for that, but I really need to start cracking on. So I've got my brother around to do a little bit of slave labour, and yeah, we're going to crack on. So I'll see you outside. So I've just attached basically 4x4 onto the house using these. These are actually really quite incredible. I'm not somebody who does DIY, but these things are self-tapping, so you just drill an 8mm hole using 8mm drill bit, and it goes into the house through the brick and it self-taps. So yeah, awesome. And the first time I've ever got to use my wrench kit as well, so all a bit of fun. So this wire is going to be gone. That's an Ethernet cable that goes up to my office, but yeah, should be good. That's going nowhere now. So now I'm going to get my door on and kind of build my frame around that now. We have a door. Yep. So I just need to line it up correctly with the wherever it's going in. I haven't put it tight yet, but yeah, we have a door. So I've just got to figure that out. Looks quite tidy actually. Ooh la la. A lot. I could have tried making one out of timber, but this just, with it being almost like an extension of the house, I wanted it to look as tidy as possible. So yeah, happy with that so far. Put my other strut in, which a bit unnecessary, but I originally put in that bar along here beforehand with just like plugs and screws, and I've used those self-tapping bolts instead on the second one. So that's given me like a base to go off. The one above is giving me the angle, and then I can put my guttering on this side of the garden, so it's in my garden any rain. So it's my birthday today and I've decided to treat myself to some DIY. So I've treated myself to a full English fry up, a bit of a debatable mug choice from the fry up, but there we go. And yeah, I got the roof up. So basically, obviously continuing on from last time, tied everything to the wall, gave myself like the pitch angle. I kind of messed up because my posts weren't tall enough, so I've kind of retrospectively sorted that out, but it should all tie in nicely. And then yeah, just put my rafters in. They're not all perfectly equal, but I've done that for my newbie DIY reasoning. But yeah, really happy with it. It's starting to look like a little building now, and I just can't wait to get this easy pond in, plumbed in, and get Andrew from Burton's up here to get this drum installed. It's going to look epic when it's all done. So yeah, all in all, it's 5 by 3 meters wide. So yeah, essentially where the current fence is now is where I'm going to put my other door, which is on the drive there. So kind of where the bricked area is, where it's going to be indoors for my filter house and things. So yeah, looking really awesome. Got my offcuts of pipe work ready to go. Yeah, really pleased with it. I think it's going to be a great home for some nice tosai. I just got to have a think about what I do in front of it. Like, this is looking a bit dreadful here at the minute. So I'm going to maybe have a think about what I can put in front of it to make it look nice and pretty. But yeah, I'm proud of myself, to be honest, because I don't usually do DIY. Like, when I had my existing pond made, I paid somebody to do the pergola for me, and now I'm kind of thinking I could have done some myself, you know. But you got to try these things. You got to make errors and things to know how to do it, I guess. But yeah, it's all coming together slowly but surely. Now I've got to have a good tidy up, get the OSB on, get the fascia on, get the fence off. But I need to put the fascia on this side so that I can let my dogs out in the garden for their business. Otherwise, they might be running off down the estate. So yeah, all looking good. Coffee time in definitely not a plugged mug. And I will catch you when I've got a little bit more of an update.
Next day.
Well, Tuesdays are now my days off, so I'm taking a little bit of a break from the grow on pond. I'm due to get back on it this weekend. I've been trying to figure out how to line that roof, and I was speaking to a few people and they told me like the EDPM liners you can get pretty much the pond liners, the rubber EDPM pond liners. So I've spoken to Amir at Koi Water Barn. I think he's going to sort me out. I'm in a bit of a rush, to be honest, to get that. Roped the brother into doing it with me, so yeah, I'm hoping that can arrive. So yeah, a big shout out to Amir at Koi Water Barn for helping me out with that one, because it's a lot more expensive than what I thought it were going to be, that, to be honest. But we're off into Pontefract now with little man. Tuesdays are my day off. The thing is, like, doing the whole Japan stuff and the koi show stuff, like, you do lose time for like family and stuff like that as well, so you got to try and find a little bit of time to spend with little man, otherwise he's just growing up so fast. And I'm so grateful for all the content I'm doing and things like that, but got to find time to spend some time with him, you know. Is to get the little brother to go up and do the nice fun bit. Luxury. Like, don't worry, I've got some koi perspective stickers you can take home with tonight. Oh. Let's go on in nice and tight water.
do this stuff myself sometimes to learn.
3 days later.
So, we've got all the cladding done. I'm sorry about not filming a little bit of this part. As it is, we just try and crack on. I mean, I've got like literally a couple of days, like a week, and I'm back in Japan again with Greg from Aqua Group, so I've had to really crack on. But this is the inside of the filter house. I should start by saying we've got the second door on, so you can kind of see obviously where the framework had gone, and then I've got the 2 doors to conceal. I mean, there's going to be expensive equipment in here, so the idea of just not having like proper doors on it that I can secure and lock overnight is a concern. So yeah, obviously one of the main things for me is having this window in here. I mean, I don't always want to stand outside to see the fish, so Facebook Marketplace is a wonderful thing for finding second-hand stuff like this. Like, I think this window cost me £80 in total, and it's a huge, you know, top to bottom. It's almost fit for purpose for, you know, where it's going. You can see like the actual window ledge is completely flush with the EZ pond. Just needs a clean. It's in a good condition really. So I'm gonna have to think about how I clad that side of it. Still thinking about that. I'm thinking about maybe even just getting a trellis and letting my clematis grow along the back there, but I don't want any fish to be able to jump down the side of there, so that's a big point. I've got to consider where I'm going to be putting an auto feeder on this, because I'm going to be raising tosa. I'm going to want to get quite a lot of food in here every single day, more than what I can probably feed by hand, because coming out here every day and just dumping a load of food in all at once is not exactly efficient for tosa. Like, they need small incremental feeds every few hours, because, you know, koi don't have a stomach. They don't digest whatever's in the belly. It's like a digestional tract, and you need food constantly going through that over smaller intervals rather than just in one big dump at the start and end of the day. You will grow fish like that, it's just not efficient if you're chucking food in. But yeah, so I need an auto feeder on there basically is what I'm trying to say. I've got to think about how to close this gap up. I mean, I'm not particularly happy with how this has worked. Obviously the frame for the window is connected to the roof, which is connected to the post on that side, and that's connected to the post on the house as well there, which is connected with them self-tapping bolts. So, but I need to figure out how to close this gap up. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people out there that are just thinking, oh, it's really simple to do, just get a little piece of timber and, you know, whatnot, but it's just an example of where I'm not particularly brilliant at this kind of DIY stuff. The actual cladding side of it is really difficult, but one feature I do like about these EZ ponds is underneath the lip of the edge you can actually just get shiplap to sit inside the ledge. So, you know, for cladding, you know, it's really simple for the shiplap to sit underneath there. So I'm just trying to think about the best way to do that. But I've just been on to Carl at CWD, and he's got his own range of pressure pipe, so I'm going to send him my order through for ball valves, bends, 90s, all that kind of stuff. It's really expensive in the Imperial solvent weld stuff, but you can do it in the waste pipe, and you save yourself a lot of money. But I don't know, it's one of them things. Everybody uses solvent weld. It's one of them things I'm not willing to like save a bit of money on. I don't know why. Call me a snob, I guess. But yeah, I'm trying to think as well now which way to put my drum. Whether or not the drum inlets sit there, outlets sit there, pump over the top and back in. You know, I'm trying to think about the best way to do it. Because once you add a 4-inch ball valve into a building like this, it feels a lot smaller, trust me. Like, this is, you know, 1.8, 1.9 meters wide, this part of the filter house. But you've also got to think about when you get a ball valve in and upwards into your drum, like 4-inch ball valves are not small. So then add your drum, then a pump on the other side, you've lost a hell of a lot of space. you know, a Nexus as well. I couldn't fit a Nexus in here, so this combi drum is really perfect for what I'm trying to do. It's one of Burton's smallest combi drums they do, but it should be more than man enough to deal with what I'm asking it to do. I've got a 2-inch return on this side of the pond on the top, and a 1.5 inch there, which should have like a nice circulation to the pond. I'm trying to open this one hand. It should add like a nice circulation. You know, you're going to have the return circulating on the inside there. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. Really excited. I've got this wall to maybe put some shelves on and my little bits of pond treatments and stuff like that. And I want to jazz this side up of it because it's, you know, it's just shiplap in there, so it's not, you know, ultra strong to be hanging stuff on. Might be able to put some flags up and that kind of stuff to make it all look pretty and nice. But yeah, got to crack on now. Last bits to get on with, so it's kind of, yeah, just the point of which I've got to crack on and get it stuff done, because I'm, like I say, I'm in Japan in a week, so running out of time. So one of my next big jobs is to get electric and water into the filter house. So I'm gonna have to come from here and use this plug socket, tap into this plug socket and this tap somehow. Just looking at what I've used before, probably just a T-piece off of there into here. This needs taking off. This is for my old garden fence, and then maybe just drill a hole through here for both things. And then I've got to start thinking about how many plugs I'm going to need and what lights I'm going to need inside here, light switches, all that kind of stuff. All the bits that are a bit more complicated to do, to be honest. So I've got to crack on with that. I want to clad this side as well, get all that done. And I want to put some form of rubber on the flooring. You know, you can get like garage mats and stuff like that to put in. So yeah, sorry, I've got a right mess here, all my little bits and bobs. These are all left over from my last pond build and I didn't chuck them away, so I'm sure some of it will come in handy. So ordered yesterday, arrived today, got some pipe bits ready to go. I think this is just an MS300 box, but with some bits and bobs in it. But big massive shout out to Carl at CWD. He's done me a real solid getting me out these in under 24 hours, literally, because I was speaking with him about 3 o'clock yesterday and it's what, 10 o'clock now and it's here. Crazy service. Yeah, so it's one of them things that you start looking at pipe work and then before you know it you've spent like 300-400 quid on bits and bobs. So I'm going to open this. So I know for a fact that Carl is one of the cheapest places to go for ball valves. Been speaking with him a while about this. Obviously he launched the MS300 a while back, but he's been doing this My Pond range, which, sorry about my camera, the My Pond range. And he's kind of taking a lot of the cost out of the pressure pipe. He generally is the cheapest unless you go into some kind of like real discount bootleg shop. These are real heavy weighty ball valves. It's one of the things I want to have to regulate the flow. I've never been a big believer in gate valves or slide valves because I've seen a lot of failures over the years with those. So got some of them, got some like little 1-inch bits for my aeration that'll come off the EZ pond. Got some like 2-inch 90s, that kind of stuff. So all the pressure pipe bits that he does, he also does bits that are syncable with like the Nexus. I know that he does like a 4-inch Nexus inlet and stuff like that in the pressure solvent weld. But yeah, I'm delighted to have him on board for what we're doing. He supported my magazine since day one, and he's actually sponsoring the podcast that we're doing, the Koi Perspective podcast. So for anyone out there that needs any pressure pipe, he is already one of the cheapest places to go. But also on top of that, you can get 5% off using the discount code TKPP5. So if you're after anything, go and check it out. So I'm basically taking the electrics from this socket, as I mentioned in one of my last videos. This cable is suitable for up to like 32 amps. on this cable it's going to have my heater, my drum, the UV pump, air pump, that kind of thing. So it should be more than man enough for that. I actually can see that the earth wasn't connected from the people who did this new build this day. They hadn't connected the earth up into this socket as I've taken it off the wall. Yeah, so that's brilliant. Yeah, so basically I just need to add in the live cable into this live connection, the earth into the earth connection, and neutral into the neutral one, and then that is daisy chained off of there. And then I'm going to take this wire all the way over into the filter house over there and get myself power into the filter house, which is kind of the next big step, because in daylight I can only get work done at the moment during daylight hours. So yeah, going to crack on with that and get that all wired up, and then I'm going to try and pin this to the wall as well. So yep, cracking on. Well, forgive my appearance, but I've been pretending to be an electrician today, proper try hard Sparky. It's been good fun, to be fair. I've learned quite a few things today, but let me turn you around and show you what I've done. So there you can see I've just taken like a live feed off this plug socket and ran it around and into the filter house. It's a mess in here, comes up through the side of the masonry into the timber just to hold the wire in place, into this double socket here. I've used waterproof ones just because it's outdoors, and no matter what you do, you can't really keep it like spider or slug safe. So I've decided to just go with the waterproof sockets. I mean, it's a couple of quid extra in it at the end of the day. I've used also waterproof sockets as well. Then I've ran my cabling up and over and round to this light, and then on the other side where my drum is going, I've got these two sockets there. So these are going to be for probably drum, air pump. The drum, actually, the Burton's drum comes with its own control panel, so you don't actually need to plug in your water pump or your UV. I believe that you can plug it in on the drum, so all you need for the drum is one 13 amp socket. So one socket here will be enough to power a few devices, with the Burton drum, which is a big benefit, to be fair. So one for the drum, one for the air pump, and then obviously I've got a heater as well that I need to have a look at, and one of the first experiments on this pond is going to be a heater, which should cost me less than 70 quid, but obviously I'm going to have a look into running costs and other things as well. But yeah, my dodgy wiring has worked. These sockets are all powered up and just connected through the middle in there. So yeah, really nice. Got to clad this side probably next, and I've got my pressure pipe coming. I haven't cladded this side yet until I've got my bottom drain through, and then I'm going to try and clad around the pipe work as well. So I think I'm going to just need some insulation foam to go around where I'm going to be having the pipe work coming through. I don't think there'll be any easier option with this, but yeah, half the pipe work has arrived today. I've got another delivery of it hopefully today or tomorrow, and then I can crack on with that. But yeah, looking really nice. I just want to get it full of water, really. Literally a week today I am in Japan, so I'm running out of time with this. But yeah, so far so good. Happy with the progress on the electrics.